Okay, I'm not sure how this looks, but it's just got to be fine. So my skin's still really bad, so I've not got any makeup on for the time being, if that's alright. Anyway, but I'm really not going to need makeup for this video because, as you can read by the title, roll the intro! Okay, so I don't know if you people have noticed, but I actually think you kind of have, but none of you actually have an explanation of what this is and why it's like it. And I'm not making this video to be like, oh, look at me! I'm making this video because I genuinely have nothing else to make, so I'm just giving you a bit more of an insight on my life. Okay, so by the title, I have one eye. Some people have commented in the past being like, is she on drugs? Or does she have a lazy eye and stuff like that? So I'm just kind of making an explanation for you guys that no, I'm not on drugs, and it's not a lazy eye either. I was born with a thing called microphthalmia. You can Google it. So it's just like this rare condition that some kids have. It basically just means small eye and you're blind, pretty much. So I'm blind and my left eye is this one, and I wear a prosthetic shell to make it look like the other one. So when I say that I've got one eye or I wear a fake eye, people automatically think that I've got a hole in my face. I don't have a hole in my face. Microphthalmia means small eye and you're blind. So I do have an eye, it's just small and it doesn't work. People think that I have like a whole fake eye in my face. That's not what it is. So it's like a giant contact lens. You know a contact lens when you can't see and you wear glasses and you have contact lenses to go over your eye sphere thing instead of glasses. So I basically have a giant contact lens in my face painted as an eye. So what they do is that they have to make a mold of your eye, and then they look at you and they paint this eye, and then yeah, that's what they do. So when I was a kid, the first time I ever got this done, I went to the hospital in London, and I would not let the doctors come near me with all their equipment and stuff, and I was like, screaming my head off, having a proper old tantrum. So they had to knock me out. So my mum was holding me and they injected me with anaesthetic or whatever it is, local anaesthetic, and I just flopped in my mum's arms, and it made her cry her eyes out, as it would when you see your baby go. So they had to knock me out for the first time that they did my eye, and then growing up, I don't remember this because I was a kid. I've just been told this as a story, but they did my eye and they put like this. From what I remember of it, like as I was getting older. So as I was getting older, I'll tell it from a perspective of what I remember. So I go to the hospital, and then I remember them because it was like every year or every few years that they'd have to make a new eye for me, because my face grows and obviously in the socket changes. So they have to put like a regular contact lens with a tube coming out of it, and they put it in my eye, and then they have like this custardy sort of like mix, and then they fill up this syringe thing, whatever they call them, put it in the tube, and then they squirt it in while I'm sat there in this chair. Like, it is a very uncomfortable feeling, and I think this eye is about 3 years old now. As you're getting older, you don't really have to get a new eye because you finish growing, but the feeling is horrible. If I could just stick with the same eye, I would, but sometimes you want like an upgrade, like an iPhone or something. They do the whole syringe thing, and then you have to sit there for like a minute or two while it sets. So the doctors are there, like my next doctor was Peter. I remember Peter being around. Peter's still lovely. I see Peter all the time. Every time I go upstairs to get an eye polished, I see him and I'm like, hey, he's like, you're so big now. Anyway, I'd be sitting there like, ugh, and I'm like, you're doing good, so they take it out. Sometimes it would really irritate the eye, and I'd be like, get this stuff out of me. So anyway, so then they take out the mold that they made. So they take out the mold, and it's just like a yellow wax mold of my eye socket, like, but over the top of the eye that's already there. So then they have like a little like black plate thing, which is the pupil in the middle of the little eye, then they paint around it of this colour. So they paint this, like these doctors are crazy eye doctors, like they paint this stuff to match the side, and then they put it in the oven pretty much, and then it turns into like a glass acrylic kind of material kind of thing. The veins in the eye are broken up little pieces of red thread. Cool enough, I know, it's pretty cool. So that's what it is pretty much, and that's how they do it. So yeah, So to all the people that have been asking, am I on drugs? No, I'm not on drugs, but now that you guys know, you'll probably notice it a lot more, because people mainly say, when I first tell them, they're like, oh, I never noticed, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, fair enough you don't notice, but like, now that you know, you probably will notice that this eye does not move as much as this one. Like, if I do that, you can tell. And in real life, when people find out about my eye, they're like, oh, can you take it out? Can you take it out? I don't mind taking it out, and I don't mind people asking questions, because I've lived with it my whole life. So people can say and ask whatever they want, because I really don't care. It's a part of me, and it's who I am, blah, 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 blah. And there are probably half of you thinking, oh, don't take it out, and there's probably half of you also thinking, take it out, take it out, take it out. It's a really funny time. I was at work in a restaurant, and I told the chef that worked in the restaurant that I had a fake eye, and they're like, oh my god, take it out. So I took it out, showed her, she was like, whoa, that's so cool. She told one of the other waitresses there, and they were like, take out your eye. So I took it out, and I was like, oh my god. And they were like, what? And I was like, I think I had chili on my fingers, because my eye really started stinging after, and the chef was like, oh my god. So she thought, oh shit, like I've made your eye fucking hurt because I just told you to take it out. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna take out my eye now. Viewer discretion is advised, or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the shell of what it is. I might have already put in other videos where I haven't got my eye in, and you might not have just noticed. So here I go. It's just, don't worry guys, it's fine. Like if you're going right now, it's okay. It's literally fine. It's very normal. It's normal. It's a rare condition, but it's normal. So this is the shell eye, fake eye thing, whatever you want to call it. So like it's genuinely is a contact lens. I'm getting all close up and personal now, so watch out. This is the eye here. So yeah, it's literally how I described it. This is the acrylic stuff, the stuff that I put in my eye, and then these are the dots. That tells me that that's the top of the eye. If you want to be like a really low life kind of person and be like, oh, she's got one eye, I'm gonna unsubscribe from her now, go ahead, because I'm kind of losing subscribers anyway, so I really don't care. And then to pop it back in, I literally just pop it back in as they do, so you know. So having one eye really isn't a bad thing. I mean, I don't know any different because I was born like it, so I know no different from how you guys see with two eyes. It's just like having one leg or one arm or whatever, I don't know. Or you can only hear out of one ear, like so many different things. It's just one of those things that happened, and I'm just one of those kids that's got one thing missing. But it doesn't matter. I'm still whole, I'm still me, and I'm still like completely human and stuff. I've still got all the other bodily functioning things. Anyway, on to like the positive part about having something like this. There's a charity that I've grown up with. It's called MACS, M-A-C-S, and it stands for the Micro and Anathalamic Children's Society. So I started going there when I was quite young. I haven't been there in a few years because I'm 22 now. But they really helped me like feel comfortable and not feel alone in my situation, because it's basically all the families around the UK who have kids who have this condition or worse conditions can come together and speak to each other. Parents can speak to each other, and kids can speak to each other and just talk about like what they've been through. And like kids in school, kids are horrible. Kids will bully you for anything, like literally anything, not just having one eye, but for wearing glasses or anything else that they can pick out to pick on you on, literally anything. So I'm not singling myself out at all. So, but this is just a place that I could go to where I would see other kids with the same condition as me, and I could say, oh hey, are you alright? And they'd be like, yeah. But as I got older and going to this charity, parents would come up to me and ask me if I'm okay, and like as if like how I've done growing up like with the condition, and I've just been like, your kid's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be alright, because when you get to a certain age, if kids still want to pick on you, those people are just not nice people. You don't associate yourself with those kind of people. You just find the crowd that like you for who you are, that don't care about appearances or any condition that you have. If you have any sort of condition or anything going on with you, there is nothing different from you to any other kid that's around. Yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you. If you guys have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer any of them. Just put them in the comments below and I'll answer them. When you're a kid, you don't realise the thing that you have and that you've been born with and been used to your whole life. You don't realise that it's something that you have different to other kids. So when I was in like primary school, from like year 1 to year 5, I'd say, kids never used to really notice or say anything because you were just kids and you just enjoy life. But then when I got to year 6, kids would start to be mean and start to say things, and I'd be like, oh, what? Same in like year 7, and the years just go up, and it was just weird and strange how people like would be like, oh, that's the girl with one eye, or oh, don't talk to her, she's weird because she's got one eye. So I mean, kind of weird growing up, but I've got the people around me that I need around me and who actually care about me and don't give a crap about like how I look or what kind of conditions I've got. So I think I actually said to myself when I first started a YouTube channel, I was going to be like, I'm going to do a video about my eye just because it's a video that I could make, but I never got around to doing it. So now I'm telling you, because I've had the comments of being like, what's up with her eye? So just to make it clear, final time, once and for all, I'm not on drugs, I don't have a lazy eye, I was born with a thing called microphthalmia. That's just it, pretty much. So I hope you still love me, and I hope you still know that I'm still Jessie. Alright, so that's it. Any questions, again, comment below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little notification button to get notified every time I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram and like my Facebook page to find out more of when I'm posting and what I'm posting, etc, etc, etc. And I'll catch you next time. Bye!